All right, so here's what I need you to know. Listen, I may never talk about this again. All right, so this is your one and only. As I've probably told you time to time, I also am an English major. I'm a certified English teacher. I have never taught English other than student teaching because when I came to Cathedral, they hired me as a math teacher, and I'm still here teaching math. But I still enjoy writing and reading, and I believe in writing across the curriculum. In other words, I don't think you should be writing just an English class. So once a semester, you'll write an essay for me.
Oh.
Now, before you start going, I need you to listen. This is going to be the easiest 20 points you're ever going to get in pre-cal, all right? First of all, today is October 10th, and the paper is due November 18th. November 18th. What you are most interested in knowing is, how long does it have to be? A minimum of 1 page. All right, people? I am giving you from October 10th to November 18th to write a minimum of 1 page. MLA format, which means typed, double-spaced. Now, for those of you weasels who think you're going to throw in a 18 font, no, we're going to follow the rules, right? And use standard MLA format. It's as though you were turning it in to your English teacher. What is the prompt? What are you going to be writing about? Well, like I said, we do 2 essays. This essay, we do one in the spring during Lent. This essay is due right before Thanksgiving. So it may seem a little trite, but it goes with the prayer this morning, something you are thankful for. But listen, I'm very specific. I know you're thankful for your mother. That's awesome. You should be thankful for your mother. But I want this to be something that you are thankful for, that's a characteristic you possess. So for example, I am thankful for my patience. And then you will tell me examples of how you have exhibited patience. I am thankful for being a great big brother. And you will give me examples of how you've been a great big brother. This is a characteristic that you possess. Okay? 2 things are happening here. Number 1, you get to brag about yourself. I want you to brag about yourself. You have goodness within you. Now, some of you also have some not so goodness that we have to take care of, but you all have goodness within you. Okay? I want to know about it. So you're getting a chance to brag, and I'm getting a chance to see inside your life a little bit. Okay? Minimum of 1 page. Basically, everybody's going to get 20 out of 20. You might get 19 because if you make a lot of spelling errors, you leave out, if you leave out 6 commas, or you don't punctuate, if it's like some of the text messages I receive are like, no, that's not what this is. This is formal writing. So I do know about sentence structure. I do know about punctuation. I will count that off, not a ton. 1 misplaced comma is not going to hurt you. But if you make a whole bunch of errors, it means you didn't proofread or you didn't have somebody else proofread it for you. Okay? So how are you going to lose major points? Everybody's going to get a 19 or a 20. Unless you don't turn it in at the beginning of the period on November 18th. Okay? If we do not have class on November 18th, it's due anyway. You bring it to me before school. You got it? I don't know whether I'll see you that day or not. You bring it to me before school. If you want to do that paper early and turn it in, that's awesome. I'll take it anytime up to November 18th. So if you want to give it to me tomorrow, that's great. You want to bring it, work on it over fall break and bring it to me that next week, that's fine.
The bonus we give it.
Wait,
Maybe.
if we turn
I've
in
done
these,
that in the past.
if we turn in, will it go on this quarter or next?
It goes, yeah, this paper, I will grade, when you turn it in to me, I will grade it, but it goes on November 18th. So I'll put it in the grade book, but it will count on the second quarter. Now, the other way that you're gonna lose points, and this is ridiculous to me, but it happens every time. You don't answer the question that's asked. Every year I get beautiful essays that say, I am thankful for my family. I am thankful for my family too. They are amazing. But that's not what this paper is about. This paper is about a quality that you possess. Okay? It's focused on you. Now, does anyone have a question about the paper? My daughter's names are Miranda, Chelsea, and Anna. My son's name is Kelly. All right, does anybody have a question about the paper?
Me and Anna were besties.
You and Anna? In-class workday, 1 page.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Not happening.
Wait, do you want to print it or do you want to email?
I want a hard copy. This is for grades on the elliptical. I want a hard copy. I do not want this submitted electronically. I want a hard copy. Okay, everybody clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so when it's late and it gets chopped in half and you end up failing this easy assignment, no whining and complaining. You've got tons of time. Get it done. Okay? All right. What are you doing with my family? Aren't they gorgeous?
Yes, they are.
Do they live in Indy?
Which daughter is that?
That's Miranda.
When did she get married?
I can't remember. 4 years ago.
Wait, how old are they?
Older than you.
31, 28, 24, and 20.
Oh,
Do they live in Indy?
Miranda lives in Florida. Kelly's in grad school. Anna's at Purdue. And Chelsea lives here, yes. Okay. All right, so now we know what that is. Now we're going to learn a little bit. So get your note sheets out, and unfortunately, I need you to get out your old ones and your new ones. Because the old ones, the last page of your old note sheets have a few problems on them. And when we're done with those few problems, we're going to the new note sheets that I gave you the other day. But right now, we are in our old note sheets. The last page under the typed word problem says 2.1.
wait, Luke, did you shave?
And that's where we are. So we're going to do 2.1.
This cubes.
And while you're in there looking around, get your new note sheets out, that new packet.
You just want my attention at all times.
If you have ceramics, do you have lunch?
The next time we are together, we will have a quiz.
Whoa.
So that's why it's important we get started. I'm going to tell you. All right? Here we go. 2.1. Number 1. Is it a polynomial function? Now, the answers here are going to be yes or no. On test day, if you say no, you will have to tell me why. All right? At this moment, we haven't even talked about the rules. So I'm just going with your gut feeling. Let's look at, does anybody think any of those are polynomial functions? We're on 2.1. I'm not going to say it again. We're on our 2.1 note sheets. The very last page of your last note sheet, 2.1. Are any, if you can't find it, you better just start writing this stuff down so when you do find it, you can do it. What do you think, Miss Kimmel?
I think A and B are.
Okay, she thinks A is a polynomial function and she is right. It's a yes. And I'm going to have you add a little note to that. Its degree is 2. It is an x squared equation, so its degree is 2. And that means it has 2 answers. Keep that out, that's where we're going next.
Oh.
Those are practice tests, that's not it.
Oh,
On your
right
note
here.
sheets. Yeah, right there, that's where we are. Now, Miss Kimmel also says that D, as in dog, D is a polynomial function, and she is correct. D is another yes. Anybody want to take a wild guess what its degree is?
0.
0. Very good. Its degree is 0. Now look at problem A. Its degree was 2 because it had an x squared.
Yeah.
Look at problem D. Its degree is 0 because it doesn't even have an x.
Look.
Right? Now I think there's more in there that are polynomials. Anybody see another one? E is a polynomial function, and its degree is 3. 3. Remember, the degree is the power on x, the highest power on x. I think there is one more that's a polynomial function.
G.
No. F.
F.
F is a polynomial function. Its degree is 1. X to the first. Its degree is 1. So the ones that are yeses are A, D, E, and F. Now, what's wrong with B? It's a no.
Negative exponent.
A negative exponent, right there. We haven't even talked about it, you already know. You cannot be a polynomial function if you have a negative exponent. So B is a no. Why? It has a negative exponent. How about C? No, because
X is the denominator.
you got a variable in the denominator. If you are going to be a polynomial function, you cannot have an x in the denominator. Alright, so far we have 2 rules. What are the 2 we have so far? No negative exponents, no x in the denominator. Remember, on test day, you're going to have to tell me why it's a no. So those are 2 of your possible reasons. Okay? Alright, why is G a no? Fractional exponent. No fractional exponents. So now we have 3 rules. No negative exponents, no variable in the denominator, and no fractional exponents. Got it? Anybody want to take a guess why H is a no?
No.
Radical variable.
Yes, you cannot have, don't say you can't have a radical, because there's a radical in F and it's okay. What's wrong with the radical in H? The variable is under it. You cannot have a variable under a radical. That's the rule. You can have the square root of 5. That's not an issue, but you can't have the square root of x. Okay, so when I sit down to take my test, and I have this list of things, is it a polynomial? Why or why not? You're gonna, if you said no, then the reasons you're gonna put down are either no variable in the denominator, no fractional exponent, no negative exponent, and no variable under a radical. Got it? If you don't break any of those rules, then you're a polynomial function. Okay? You all right with this? You sure? Okay. All right. Number 2. All right. People Worsley's all worried. We have a quiz tomorrow. What's on it? Number 2 is on it. All right, so let's go through problem number 2. Write the equation of the linear function if this stuff is given. All right, so here we go. We are told that f of 2 is 3 and f of 1 is 5. And you know what? You need to go sit in the hall till you get calmed down. All right, chill out. Okay? We're going to write the equation of the linear function. Do not be concerned by the vocabulary. Linear function means line. And what pops into your head when I say line? Y equals mx plus b. So this is where we're headed. Tomorrow on your quiz, you're going to do this. You've already done it. We already know how to do this. The only part that's tricky is the way this is written. Remember, in function notation, it's f of x, right? So f of 2 means the x coordinate is 2. That's the x, and this is the y. And that's the x, and this is the y. So I have given you 2 points. They're written different, but that's 2 points, and you're going to write the equation of the line. So what do we have to find first? Slope. So m equals, Tony, you remember how to find slope? It is. So it's 5 minus 3 over 1 minus 2. 5 minus 3, 1 minus 2, which is, I got negative 2. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Now what do we do? Who remembers what we do next? Now we come back to y equals mx plus b, pick one of our points and plug it in. Does it matter which point we pick? No. So y, here's x and y. So y equals mx plus b. So I got b equal to 7. Did you? So what do I put in the answer blank? Don't write b equals 7 in the answer blank. Write down y equals negative 2x plus 7. There's your answer. Now go to your new note sheets, and there's another problem right at the top, page 15. It's page 15 of your notes. Right at the top, it says another one. It says f of 3 is 6 and f of negative 4 is negative 1. Tomorrow on your quiz, you're going to do this. I'm going to give you that kind of information looking just like that, and you're going to have to come up with the equation of the line. Okay? So Trey, what points have I given you here?
3, 6, 4.
Exactly. So Megan Lee, what do I do first? Now I've got my 2 points. What do I do first? I don't do that first. I have to do something else first. I gotta find the slope. Alex Witt, how do I find the slope? So negative 1 minus 6. Negative 4 minus 3. So, ooh, this one nice. That looks like I get 1. So my slope is 1. Luke, you paying attention, sweet pea?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Megan, I'm going to go to y equals mx plus b. Pick a point and plug it in. So 6 equals 1 times 3 plus b. So it looks like b is 3. And the answer then to the question, the thing you're going to put a circle around, is y equals
1x plus 3.
1x plus 3. If you don't want to put that 1 in, it's fine. You can say just plain x plus 3. Quiz question number 1. Everybody got it?
Yep.
No issues. All right, now I want you to look at the next set of problems. This is quiz question number 2. There are only 2 questions on the quiz. Everybody should get a perfect paper. A. Says this. This is not new. What shape is this? It's an x squared. So what shape is it? It's a parabola. Now a normal parabola, the one you have memorized, your BFF, looks like this, right? What's happened to this one? What have we done with it?
Right.
We've moved it right 3 and up 4. So if you drew that one, it would look like this. Would you agree with me? This point, which you know exactly where that is, it's over 3 up 4, is called the vertex. So the vertex is 3, 4. That's the first question there. Find the vertex.
You're not doing anything with the kid.
Not in terms of the vertex. Now, a multiplier makes it go up faster, makes it taller. If it's negative, it turns it upside down. But in terms of the vertex, no. That's a shape changer, not a location changer. This line, here's my parabola, this line right here is called the axis of the parabola. I call it, because I'm kind of old-fashioned, in the old days we called it the axis of symmetry. What we mean by that is it exactly cuts the parabola in half. Would you agree?
Yeah.
What is the equation of that line? X equals 3. Your axis of symmetry is x equals 3. It will always be x equals whatever that is, because the axis is always going to go right down through the vertex. Which way does this parabola open? That stands for direction of opening. Which way does it open? Up. Your choices are up and down. And the only way a parabola will open down is if you turn it upside down, and the only way to turn it upside down is to give it a negative. That will turn it upside down, right? If there is no negative, then it opens up. All right, let's look at B. You're doing exactly the same thing with B. I need the vertex, axis of symmetry, and direction of opening. This is quiz question number 2. I'm going to give you an equation. You're going to give me this information. What's the vertex of this guy? Think about how it's been moved. Where's it gone? Left 1 and up none? So where's its vertex? Negative 1, 0. Beautiful. It doesn't have this. So it's not going up or down. What's its axis of symmetry? X equals negative 1. It's always x equals that number. Which way does this one open? Up. Here we go, next one. Where's my vertex? Think about how it's been moved. 0, 4. See, it's exactly what we learned in the last chapter. X equals 0 is your axis. And did this one open? Down.
Because there's no number next to it. So, like in the first one.
All right, let's let's get the other ones done since this is our quiz tomorrow. Here we go. Take a look at problem D. Think about how has it been moved? Where is its vertex?
1, -2.
At 1, -2. Lucas, you sure you're feeling okay? Okay, why would Mrs. Ford think you're not feeling okay? Head down? Yeah. If you're sick, go. If you're not sick, get your head up. Okay? Where's my axis of symmetry? X equals 1. Now, let's suppose you get lazy and just put 1 half off. That's dumb. That's lazy. It's an equation. X equals 1. Direction of opening?
Down.
Down. You're either positive or negative here, folks. And if you're positive, you're up, and if you're negative, you're down. Got it? You're taking this quiz tomorrow. You getting all this? Oh, no! Is today your last day? Oh, well, it's been wonderful. Yeah, let's clap for it. Okay, here we are, back to our BFF, y equals x squared. Where are we vertex? 0, 0. No movement, that's the basic curve. X equals 0. Up, there we go.
What?
That's the easiest one. All right, and the last one, here we go. Vertex.
13 minutes from the end, I got my water, so
2,
say
1.
something fucked up and I'll be at her house every night.
Right 2, up 1, axis, x equals 2, and direction of opening, up.
They see me pull up in a Subaru. And
Tomorrow, on the quiz, there'll be a half sheet of paper. You will have one problem that looks like the one at the top, where I give you f of 2 is 5, f of 3 is -1. Write the equation of a linear function. And then you'll have one equation like this, and you'll have to fill in these 3 things for it. Everybody clear on the quiz tomorrow? Because now we're going to look at something that's a little bit harder.
2-1.
4A.
Time correction.
No.
No, not
4A. 4A. If it's an emergency, I'll let you go in a few minutes.
Okay. Yes.
Well, then go. Quickly go. Come right back.
I can wait if you want me to.
Just go.
Ow!
Just get right back because this is a little bit different. This is not on the quiz tomorrow, but eventually it will be. This takes a little more practice. The directions are the same. The directions say find the vertex, axis of symmetry, direction of opening. What's the difference? What's the difference? The equation doesn't look right. If the equation looks like this, then it is so easy to tell how it's been moved. If I FOILed all this out and did distributive and collective like terms, I get an equation that looks like this. Does that make sense to you? So if we want to find the vertex and axis of symmetry, we need to make that equation look like this one. Okay, and that's going to take a little work. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this equation and we're going to complete the square on it. And in order to do that, I want you to follow these steps. First thing I want you to do is move this 2 right here where I'm pointing, move him over here. So y minus 2 equals x squared minus 2x. I am going to add a number to both sides of this equation. So in order to do that, I need to make room here. So I'm going to move it to the other side. Now, does anybody remember, because you completed the square before, we've completed the square earlier in the year. Do you remember how that works? How do you do that? How do we figure out what that number is? Half of this, so okay, what's half of 2? 1. And then square it. So half of 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Let me go through that one more time. Half, Mason called it the b term, and he's right. This is like ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the b. Half of this guy squared. Luke, half of this guy squared. Kimmel, head up. You guys act like this isn't fun. Half of 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. Okay. This will always be a perfect square. Think about factoring this. You'll get 2 parentheses, but they'll be the same. What will the 2 parentheses be? X minus 1 and x minus 1. Little hint, the x comes from here, the minus comes from here, and the 1 comes from here. On this side, I have y minus 1 because I combined my negative 2 and my positive 1. So now I'm going to add this 1 back over to the other side. And does that equation now look like one that I can do the vertex direction of opening and axis of symmetry? Where's my where's my vertex? Right 1, up 1, so 1, 1. Which means my axis of symmetry is x equals 1. And my direction of opening is up. This problem is full of 1s, including an understood 1 right there. All right, a little harder. That is not on the quiz, but we will be quizzing over it soon. All right, so let's look at the next one. This will probably be the last one we get to.
That's exactly.
Quit thinking you're important. Quit thinking you're important.
All right, here we go. We're going to complete the square. Who remembers what I need to do first? I need to move the 10. So I'll move the 10 to the other side. Now, this one has an extra step. There's an extra bit of trickiness in this one. You gotta take out the 2. The 2 cannot be there when I complete the square. I didn't have to worry about it on this problem, see? But there's a 2 here that can't be. So I am going to divide everything by 2. Now notice, I said everything, and I meant everything. I divided everything by 2. So what have I got? Y over 2 minus 5 equals x squared minus 4x. Now I'm going to add something to both sides. Somebody in the audience has said add 4 to both sides. That is correct. How did we get 4? We took half of 4, which is 2, and we squared it and got 4. How do you find that number? You take half of the middle term and square it. So half of 4 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. So that's why we added it. Now, this will be a perfect square. X minus 2. X minus 2.
Why wouldn't it be x minus 4?
Because if you square 4, you're going to get 16, not 4.
What?
If you FOIL this out, Jonathan, you're supposed to be thinking about this as a factoring problem. If you FOIL that out, don't you get this? Yep. If you put 4s here, no way would you get this. Right? And on this side, I have y over 2 minus 1 because I added these together. Now what do I need to do? Move the 1 back over. So I'll move my 1 back over, and I'm getting close now. I'm getting close. One more step. Times by 2. I'm going to multiply everything by 2. Now, when I say everything, I multiply the parentheses, but not what's in it. So I put a 2 in front of the parentheses, but I don't multiply what's in it. So my answer, my equation, ends up being y equals 2 x minus 2 squared plus 2. Where is my vertex? 2, 2. Everybody okay with 2, 2? My axis of symmetry then is x equals 2, and my direction of opening is up. That didn't take as long as I thought. Turn the page. Listen, we want to get as much of this done as we can. You've got a homework sheet that involves this, and I'd like to do some of that in class with you. But first we got to get our notes done. Luke? So y equals 1/3 x squared plus 4/3 x minus 20/3. Here we go. Now we've done 2 of them. What are we going to do to get started?
Multiply by 3.
Multiply everything by 3. So I'll have 3y x squared 4x minus 20. Is everybody okay with that? I times everything by 3, and when I times by 3, I lost all those. Now we got to do one more thing before we're ready to figure out our addition. What do we have to do? Move the 20. So we'll move it to the other side. And now I am ready to figure out what I need to add.
All right.
So, what are the rules? Half of this number squared.
4.
So half of 4 is 2 squared is, it is completing the square. We are completing the square.
So it's the same thing.
Exactly.
You just weren't here for that.
Now, this side is a square. X plus 2 squared. This side is 3y plus 24.
Yes. Minus 24.
Minus your 24. So we have 3y
Some shit like
equals
that.
x plus 2 squared minus 24.
Divide by
And then divide by 3. When you divide the parentheses, but not what's in it.
Right.
So we have y equals 1/3 x plus 2 squared minus 8. Remember, dividing by 3 is the same as multiplying by 1/3. You've never seen an equation that looks like this. We don't write it this way. We write it this way. So where's my vertex, axis of symmetry, and direction of opening? Vertex is
Negative 2,
negative 2,
negative 8.
negative 8. This tells me to go 2 left and 8 down.
So x equals
My
negative
axis is x equals
negative 2.
-2, and my direction of
It's
opening
right up.
is
Going right up.
up.
That's 5.
Alright.
We will do the last one tomorrow and then work a little bit on your worksheet. My guess is that the next time I see you, tomorrow we have a quiz, I told you what's on it. The next time I see you, we'll have a quiz over this. The time after.
2 days in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?